So we're going to solve this to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation. The example we're citing here says the table below shows the time spent by hours online for 35 users. And this is the table. Hours spent is represented with X, that the frequency of people that use the hours spent is given here. So the first row is for the hours spent, whereby the second row is for the frequency. Now we are to use this information to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation. So that is what we are going to use. Firstly, what we are going to do is to prepare the table we are going to use. We send solution. Here we have let's tabulate here. So this is X, stand for the time spent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 9. Now the corresponding frequency of the hours spent is what we are going to write here. So this is F, there's 3, 9, 4, 5, 12, and 2. So we have 12 and 2. So the first thing we need to get here is to know the total number of the frequency. The total number of the frequency. So from here we say our summation F, which is same thing as N, will be equals to, we will sum up all these values, say 3 plus 9 plus 4 plus 5 plus 12 plus 2, that will give us 35. That will give us 35. Now, the first thing we need to do is to find the mean, 1. The mean is giving us X bar. Now, we now have this X bar to be equals to summation F X divided by summation F. So which means for us to get our mean, we need this summation F. That is, we have to multiply this column by this column. So doing that, we say this column is Fx. So we have to multiply this column together. So here we have 1 times 3, and this will give us 3. 2 times 9, that is 18. 3 times 4, that is 12. 4 times 5, that will give us 20. 5 times 12, that will give us 60. Then we have 9 times 2, that will give us 18. Now we already know our summation F. Now, our summation Fx. Our summation Fx, that is, when we add all these columns together, 3 plus 18 plus 12 plus 20 plus 16 plus 18 will give us 131. So we have 131. So right here, we can find our summation, we can find our X bar. So we have X bar equals to summation Fx, and our summation Fx from here is 131. So we have 131 divided by our summation F, which is 35. So we have divided by 35. And definitely our X bar is going to give us, dividing this and approximating it to 2 decimal points, we're going to have a 3.74. Now we'll answer the first question. Now the second question says we should find 2. The variance. So variance is giving us summation F into bracket X minus X bar raised to power 2 divided by N. So we have summation F into bracket X minus X bar raised to power 2 divided by N, and this our N can be summation summation f as we have it here. All right, so this now we need our x minus x bar. X minus x bar. So what we are doing here, we are going to subtract each value here, and this x minus x bar, we're going to put it absolutely so that we ignore anything negative there. So now we are going to subtract each value of this x from our x bar, which is 3.74. All right, the first one we say 1 minus 3.74 will give us 2.74. Then the second one, 2 minus 3.74 will give us 1.74. 3 minus 3.74 will give us 0.74. The next one will give us 0.26. The next one will give us 1.26. 9 minus 3.74 will definitely give us 5.26. All right, we've gotten our x minus x bar. Now from this formula, it is x minus x bar square, which means we have to square this column. So we say x minus x bar square. That is what we need. And if you square, we are going to square each value in this column to get our x minus x bar. So if we square 2.74, if you square 2.74, we're going to have 7.5. The square of 1.74, we have a 3.03 approximately. The square of 0.74 will give us 0.55 approximately. The square of 0.26, the square of 0.26 will give us 0.07. Square of 1.26 will give us 1.59. And the square of 5.26 will definitely give us 27.67 approximately. All right, we've gotten our x minus x bar. Now we need the last column, that is multiplying the frequency with our last column here. So we are going to multiply our frequency with each value in this column, and when doing that, we're going to have a f into bracket x minus x bar square. So which means we're going to multiply this, that is this column, each value in this column, multiplying with corresponding value of this column. So now we say 3 multiplied by 7.5 will give us 22.5 approximately. 9 multiplied by 3.03 will give us 27.27. 4 multiplied by 0.55 will give us 2.2. 5 multiplied by 0.07 will give us 0.35. Then 12 multiplied by 1.59 will give us 19.08. And lastly, 2 multiplied by 27.67 will give us 55.34 approximately. Then we need to add all these values together, and adding them together, we're going to have summation f into bracket x minus x bar square will give us, that is, we'll add all this column together. Say 22.5 plus 27.27 plus 2.2 plus 0.35 plus 19.08 plus 55.34, and if we sum all these that way, we're going to have 126.74. So therefore, we can now go further with this formula here. So we have v, which equals to summation f into x minus x bar square is 126.74. So write 126.74 divided by our n, which is the summation f, which is 35. So we have divided by 35, and this will give us 126.74 divided by 35 will give us 3.62 approximately. 3.62 approximately. And the last question here, we have to find the standard deviation. So standard deviation. Standard deviation. And our standard deviation is the square root of variance. That is, whatever we get in our variance, we just have to square it. And after squaring it, we'll get the value of our standard deviation. So SD now will be equals to the square root of 3.62. And this will give us 1.90 approximately. So the mean is 3.74. The variance is 3.62. Then we have the standard deviation, which is 1.90. Now, in finding the mean, variance, and standard deviation, they all depends on the table. Once this table is wrong, our answer here is going to be wrong. So, in forming the table, we have to be extraordinarily careful to make sure that we put in the right figure.